Time for Master of Puppets. Now, we're going to work through Master of Puppets by Metallica, especially after Stranger Things has been using it as one of the main highlights from the series. There are two ways to play it. For example, I could do... I'll explain through as we go through the video why I prefer mine. I'm not quite sure which one Kirk does do, but they both will work. Okay, enough talking. Let's get to learn this, and I'm assuming you have your PDF in front of you. Let's get going. Our first chord, an E5 power chord, finger 1, you'll see my fingers are numbered, is at fret number 7 on the 5th string. And I use my pinky. You may use your ring finger if you want to as well, but pinky or ring finger on the 9th fret 4th string. And because it's an E5 power chord, we can actually strum the top string as well. So we're strumming strings 6, 5 and 4 at the same time. And the trick over there is the dead silence before it goes down to D. So we're going to have something like this. And the second part, which is going to go D down to C sharp, which is D flat, same note, same chord, and on to C. And that's simply going to be 5, 4, 3, simple as that. Now that part there only gets played at the beginning of the song. So you're going to start off with this. And then after that you're going to kick into it, etc, etc, etc. Now on the PDF file that you got, you'll notice there's a double line after you've just played this, after you've played that chord, and from that double line we now go to the first part, which must be played 4 times. I only played it twice at the intro to the video just to give a bit of an overview. Okay, let's have a look what's happening there. Now, as we mentioned earlier, there are 2 ways to play it. I've noticed that some guitarists start from the 12th fret, from the double dot. You'll notice at the top of the guitar, over here there's a double dot I'm pointing at. So you could do something like this. Or you can do this. The reason I go for fret 7 to 6, as on the PDF that I sent you, is that it means my hand doesn't have to move all the way from this last part where it goes all the way back up to number 12. So I'm keeping my hand more in a sort of familiar, sort of common area. So I prefer this one. As I said, I don't know what Kirk does, but enough talking, let's get going. In the back, you'll see my palm is resting on the saddles over here, on the bridge. So my open double 0, you can hear and see, is slightly muted. They call it palm damping or palm muting. And the 7 underneath isn't, so it's going to go slow motion like this. 0, 0, 7, 0, 7, 6, 0. And if you get a bit of a hint of a pinched harmonic, it's quite nice. It adds a bit of definition to it as well. So you're opening first bar after the double line on the PDF. 0, 0, 7, 0, 0, 6, 0, 0. And then you're going to have that 5, 4, 3, that same 3 power chords being your D, C sharp, C power chords that you use for the introduction. And after that, we go into the next part, which goes back to a similar rhythm. Basically, your third bar is going to have 2, 1. So it's sort of the same sort of approach as what you did for the 6 and 7, only now you're going to have 2 and 1. So if you were to play through slowly with me, you would have something like this. Are you ready? I want you just using the middle finger, finger number 2. As I said, my fingers are numbered. Let's have a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Remember to keep the palm damping on all the open string on the 6th string. So all these opens, palm damp, and all the... And that mustn't be palm damp. So you're going to just basically lift the palm. You can see my picking hand has sort of got a nervous twitch there. Palm damp, not palm damp, and you can see it when I'm playing. You can see the bit of a hop that allows the damping to non-damping to work quite nice. All about the dynamics. Okay, enough talking. Last part of the first line. we're going to go 5, 0, 4, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0. And from here on, you're going to have 5, 0, 4, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0. And that will take you to the end. And on the PDF in red above it, it says, please play 4 times. So I'm going to play it through once at full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what you expect it to play. It's not that difficult, it's just really, really quick. That's what actually in itself is a challenge. Also, terminology, a word I want you to get familiar with is chromatic. For those that don't know what chromatic means, it means you're going down 1 fret at a time, or up 1 fret at a time. But this is chromatic. In other words, when you're going up from the note to the immediate next note to the immediate next note. So you could be going up chromatically or down chromatically. Okay, but we're not here for theory, we're here to learn master of puppets. Now the next part, which is going to sound like this. I'm going to break down for you now. But before we go any further, we're not going to go past this point, because after this, when the vocals kick in, is a whole lot of unusual time signatures from 4/4 to 5/8. I'm doing the basic theme, the intro, the part that all your friends are going to recognize for Master Puppet. Just the main sort of introduction, what gives the song its identity. Okay, now I'm going to focus from a bit of a different angle. You've seen my palm working over here, hard pickup. Also very important, before I forget, all down strokes. In a lot of my other videos I say up and down alternate picking, but for this one, James Hetfield is known for down picking. It works for this song, so everything picked down. So everything down, you can see my hand moving over there, everything down strokes. Going to get a bit closer onto my fretting hand. We're going to look at the next part now. Now for this part, I really want us to get our pinky working. So we're going to dedicate 1 finger per fret. You can see my fingers are sort of opened up there. Finger 1 is opposite the first fret, middle finger opposite the second, ring finger opposite the third, pinky at the 4th. And watch slow motion how we go through this. You can see each finger has its own dedicated, allocated fret. On the tab, there's a constant 0, which is the 6th string open, and the first fret of the 6th string over there. Then after that, we're going to alternate 2, so it's 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, and that must just be insanely fast. I'll show you the power chords now, but have you got this part? Now for those of you that have got an acoustic guitar, trust me, it's also going to sound cool. If you've got a nice steel string guitar or even a nylon string, it will sound sweet as well, so don't worry too much about that. And if you're not too sure about it, drop me a WhatsApp or send me a message via my YouTube channel. I'll be happy to help you with the acoustic side if you need to. Okay, we've got the first part of that, and now we're going to look at the part that goes. And all that's happening from there is we're starting from a G5 power chord. First fret, or first finger is on the 6th string, 3rd fret. And we mentioned that we can use the pinky or the ring finger for the power chords. I like the pinky, lots of players like the ring finger. And we're going to have that fret 5, string 5. And we're going to play it, slide back 1 to F sharp, and then open E string. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, and you'll notice that the 3rd time it doesn't go back to the, it doesn't end up on that open E string. So slow motion, 1, 2, 3, 2, and that follows through after doing. So after doing that 01, you then jump up to the G power chord and you put that slide in. So if you're looking at the second bar of the second part, you're going to have this. speed, if you put the first and second parts together, we're going to have this. And I think I actually made a mistake there. I think I jumped to the 3 instead of the 2 in the beginning for those that picked it up. Okay, slow motion is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got that part going. After that, you go back to the first half, and it's going to go like this. Same as that. And then the last bar is going to be very similar. It's going to go. And it's going to go to the B power chord at the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and the pinky on the 4th fret of the 4th string. That is basically, in a nutshell, the beginning of the most important part of Master of Puppets. When I say most important, that's tongue-in-cheek. It's the part that everybody's going to recognize from that season of Stranger Things when Eddie goes and plays it on the bus. You all that have seen it will know it. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, we're not doing the main verses, a lot of time signatures, otherwise this video is going to end up, I'm not kidding, probably about 2 hours long. So hope you enjoy the intro. It's nice and fast, it's a nice riff, all your mates are going to love it. And any questions, queries, please feel welcome to drop me a WhatsApp. Have a cool week. Bye.